Welcome back. Nigeria also received another important visitor in the person of the UK Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson, alongside the UK International Development Secretary Priti Patel. He was received by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, in company of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Geoffrey Onyeama, and the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Udo Udoma. While in Abuja, he commissioned the new office of the British High Commission, which he said is a symbol of the UK's commitment to strengthen its long-term relationship with Nigeria. He later visited the Commonwealth graves to pay tribute to Nigerians who were killed during the First and Second World War, as well as other peacekeeping missions around the world. Foreign Secretary Johnson was also in Lagos, and his first port of call was at the Naval Dockyard, Victoria Island, where he was received by the Naval Chief of Training and Operations, Rear Admiral Ferguson Bobai, who led him through the NNS Unity. The NNS Unity is the platform where a British-Nigeria military collaboration towards a safer Gulf of Guinea is taking place. Now, as part of his visit, he got a first-hand experience of a water cannon on board the ship.
You've got to have these cameras are expensive. I can tell that far extinguished. I think you're quite right, man, sir. Okay. In fact, if you come back next week to this training.
We're here in Lagos, at the port of Lagos, and you've got to realize, coming through these waters every week, there are 50 ships that are bringing of huge oil. Every day, there are 50 ships that are of interest to our economy. 15% of our oil comes this way, and there's a lot of pirate attacks. It's vital that we help the Nigerian Navy to catch the pirates, to stop them, and that's what we're doing. We're helping to train them, and they're doing a fantastic job. Last year there were 121 attacks, 43 hostages were taken. This is a real problem which they're tackling.
Training they have given us have yielded a result that internationally is being acknowledged. I can guarantee you the rescue of MT Maximus last year is a talk shop in the maritime industry worldwide. And I was in Yaoundé. There is an NGO called Oceans Beyond Piracy. When they say that the Nigerian Navy successfully rescued a vessel of that nature, a lot of people don't believe. And they are asking us that we should create time to come when they have a conference, let us say the story the way it was. Because go and check in contemporary history, there hasn't been a successful rescue like we had last year. So for us, it's a very big achievement, and we need to tell the world that some people believe that we are doing nothing in the Gulf of Guinea. As you heard the Foreign Secretary said, the number of attacks have reduced by more than 60%. And it's because of what we are doing. We are doing Operation Sareteku now. We are creating an environment for ships to freely do what? Crisscross our waterways.
Secretary Johnson then made his way to the British Council, where he advocated the importance of female participation in governance, alongside the UK Secretary for International Development, Priti Patel.
The last time I gave a speech at the UN, I was giving a speech about the importance of female empowerment, and it was going very well. I was speaking very passionately, and then suddenly I was heckled by one of my own officials, a woman. And she said, Foreign Secretary, it's all very well you saying all this wonderful stuff, but you have come all the way to New York and there isn't a single woman in your delegation. And I looked around and she was absolutely right. And so I vowed henceforward never to make that mistake again. And we now have an absolute policy in the Foreign Office. There can be no more manels. That is, panels of 5 people where there is no woman on the panel, or delegations where there is no woman. That is our policy. It's a very difficult policy to pursue, but I'm delighted anyway, because actually lots of women object to it, funnily enough.
That the world can be a better and a stronger place when we have women, in those very senior positions, when we have women leading the way And when we have women enabling men to follow us as well, and many of those big decisions that we take in our daily lives, but also in terms of helping to be at the forefront of the economic jobs, economic opportunities, but also at the forefront of leadership in our countries as well. So I really just want to pay tribute to you all. And I look forward with my DFID team here locally in Nigeria doing a lot more, doing so much more when it comes to giving greater support to whether it's girls' education, whether it's women and entrepreneurship, whether it's women and employment opportunities and livelihoods, or whether it's women and helping them, and the most vulnerable women, as I've seen today, tackling modern slavery, exploitation, trafficking, and all those issues that matter so much with the challenges we face today. So keep on going, you're doing fantastic work, just from the conversations that I've had so far.
Once again, North Korea says it has tested, and successfully so, a hydrogen bomb that could be loaded onto a long-range missile. Leader Kim Jong-un was pictured with what state media said was a new type of hydrogen bomb. And China's officials say the blast of the bomb felt like a tremor had taken place. As expected, the United States and the rest of the world have condemned North Korea's actions, but is it enough? North Korea is said to have carried out 6 nuclear tests, despite international condemnation and criticism. And this last one is said to be its most powerful yet.
Tensions are currently high in the Korean peninsula, as North Korea boasts of having conducted its 6th and most powerful nuclear test, which it said was an advanced hydrogen bomb for a long-range missile. Pyongyang has threatened to destroy the United States and South Korea, conducting its first test of an intercontinental ballistic missile in July and mastering the technology to deploy a nuclear warhead using the missile. Sunday's nuclear test was an advanced hydrogen bomb, technically known as a 2-stage thermonuclear device, supposedly causing a 6.3 magnitude earthquake. South Korean officials said the detonation produced 10 times more power than the 5th nuclear test a year ago. U.S. President Donald Trump condemned the reclusive North for the test. He tweeted on Sunday morning, "North Korea's words and actions continue to be very hostile and dangerous to the United States. North Korea is a rogue nation which has become a great threat and embarrassment to China, which is trying to help but with little success." South Korea's President Moon Jae-in said at the National Security Council meeting on Sunday that North Korea had made an absurd tactical mistake and would be isolated further. He also said he was disappointed and outraged by Pyongyang's latest provocation. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe called on the United States to display strong will in order to curb North Korea. He also said Japan would take decisive action against the country in cooperation with the international community, raising the prospect of further sanctions on North Korea. China's foreign ministry has called on North Korea to stop its wrong actions. State broadcaster CCTV said that China resolutely opposed and strongly condemned North Korea's actions and urged the country to respect UN Council resolutions.
There's no question.
British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson said the test could represent a new order of threat.
It's reckless. What they're doing is they seem to be moving closer towards a hydrogen bomb, which, if fitted to a successful missile, would unquestionably present a new order of threat. We have to consider how to respond, and it's our view in the UK, overwhelmingly, that peaceful, diplomatic means are the best. And yes, you're right. We think that the sanctions route still holds potential. China is responsible for 90% of North Korea's trade, and North Korea has only 6 months of oil supplies left. There is scope to continue to put pressure on the regime.
The UN Security Council is yet to respond, but its options are quite limited. North Korea is already under heavy sanctions from the Security Council and individual countries that has yet to deter it from testing new weapons.
that's the program this week. As always, we welcome your comments and suggestions. The addresses to reach us on are on your screen. I am Amarachi Uvani. I'll see you next time.